those yet, please go and find them. It's the Wigglesbottom Primary series, and this one is the Break-Time Bunnies. Now, these books are really clever because they're not just one story, they're not two, they're 3 stories in one book. The first one is the one about the Break-Time Bunnies. It's the one that you can see. Look how good them Break-Time Bunnies are. So, let me explain what happens. Is there ever a time in your school where there's a reason you can't go into the playground? Like somebody's building something in the playground, so you can't go in there for safety reasons, or it's chucking it down with rain, you can't go outside because you're just going to come back looking like a fish because you're going to be so wet. Well, that is exactly what happens in this book, but the reason is not building and it's not the weather, it's bunnies. There are bunnies that keep multiplying in the playground at the school, and the children are looking out the window going, oh, there's a cute bunny, oh, there's another cute bunny, and so on until the playground is full of bunnies, so they cannot go out at break time. But the head teacher, he goes out to kind of see what's going on, because that's what head teachers do. They are the ones in charge. They go out and basically, is he or is he not involved? Are the bunnies attack bunnies that have formed an army? Is the head teacher in control of that army? I'm not going to tell you anymore because I need you to read it for yourself. There are the 2 other stories in here. There is one about a talent contest which the children enter their teacher into, because her hidden talent is obviously writing very neat on the whiteboard. Does your teacher write very neat on the whiteboard? I bet they do. And then the 3rd story is all about a violin teacher who is a little bit spooky. If you like the sound of that, then these books are absolutely brilliant. They're the Wigglesbottom Primary School series. They are by Pamela Butchart, and as you can tell, they've got some really cute bunnies in it, this one, but there's so many out of them. I think there's probably maybe 6 or 7 of them altogether, so you can get really stuck into those and devour them like a really big tub of popcorn because they're just fabulous.
The next superb book I have to tell you about is called Zombierella, and it's by Joseph Coehlo. Beautifully written, because Joseph Coehlo is also a poet. And so the language he uses is superb, but it is not just a feast for the mind, it is a feast for the eyes as well, because it is beautifully illustrated. So at the beginning of the book, the librarian character tells you a little bit about the situation. And the situation is that this book is one of the fairy tales that have been left to go old and mouldy in the library because nobody reads them, they're untouched. And because they've been left untouched, they've turned bad. And this tale tells of a hideous stepmother and sisters who deliberately mess up the house in the most disgusting way, including putting poo on the stairs, so that our main character can't go to the ball and she must stay home and clean. So, recognise it yet? Yes, it is, of course, as the title would suggest, a retelling of the tale of Cinderella, but it is with a deliciously dark twist that it's been retold. Because instead of a fairy godmother, Cinderella meets death. And these superb illustrations are all the way through to show you. And the reason she meets death is because she slips at the top of the stairs on the poo that the sisters have put there. And death comes along and basically tells her that she will give her the opportunity to rise again 3 nights in a row and go to the ball 3 nights in a row. And it's beautifully told. It's told in verse, so it all rhymes. I wish I could read it to you, but I really encourage you to pick up and read pages 76 through to 82, and that will give you a great flavour of the book. So Zombierella gets to rise again, and I won't tell you any more about the tale because it is a twist in the tale, and it's funny and gross and gruesome all at the same time. And the prince is not what you would expect either. So that is Zombierella by Joseph Coehlo.
Okay, my next book is called Embassy of the Dead by Will Mabbitt. another of my absolute favourites. So Jake is the main character, and he has been met by a very mysterious man called Stifky in a dark alleyway. And Stifky hands him this package and then promptly disappears. So what is he supposed to do with this package? Does he open it, or does he try and find out who it really belongs to? Because he's pretty sure it doesn't belong to him. He didn't order anything. And why is some weirdo trying to find him in an alleyway? So shall I tell you? Yeah, I'm going to tell you. Jake opens it and he discovers something really disgusting. It's a human finger, but it's a really old human finger. And from that moment on, Jake is now in huge danger because it's been a case of mistaken identity. Stifky's given it to the wrong person, and it has led him to be opening a spectral relic, a sacred artifact of the dead. And so now the Grim Reaper is after Jake. But can he escape death? You'll have to read it to find out. But if you love it, there's a follow-up as well. It's really funny. There's loads of funny stuff that happens in there as well. I absolutely loved it. So that's Embassy of the Dead